How are you?
Hello, how's it going? Thank you so much for taking the time. I'm just waiting for they can give me the green light and then I'll slate it and they can start counting down.
You're good to go.
All right, so name is Juan Fernandez from De Película in Puerto Rico. Hey Kiki, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me about Lightyear. And the project is sort of what the first thing we see on screen is that we're seeing sort of Andy's favorite movie, which is sort of we know that it colored his childhood imagination and wanting to play. So I wonder if you as a kid had a show or a movie that was like that sort of sparked in you storytelling joy and sort of threw you on your way and sort of colored your childhood that way.
Yeah, I think like Big Comfy Couch or probably like Mr. Rogers. I loved PBS growing up, and it obviously is like some of the best forms of edutainment we have ever had out there. So I grew up loving those things for sure.
All right, so when is it Pixar I'm in, or was it in particular what the character means and what they do with the character within the story that sort of cinched it so you wanted to be part of the project?
It was definitely Pixar. I'm in, but then also realizing that, oh, wait a minute, this is also Lightyear Buzz. This is about the character Buzz that I grew up knowing and loving from Toy Story. Then I really was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. But I mean, Disney Pixar, you already know you're going to be getting something that's really good thematically and lighthearted and fun.
Right. So she's infinitely positive, even though she gets to deal with her fears, but that's sort of masked by sort of a can-do attitude. Can you sort of relate to that at all?
Oh my gosh, everything that anybody calls my talent or my sense of humor is literally all based off of me facing my anxiety fears. Like for whatever reason, my personality comes from me facing my fears. Like it somehow is like that's what my personality is made of. So yeah, I totally relate to Izzy's always saying, you know what, I can do this, I can do this, I can push through, and not being afraid to pivot, or not being afraid to ask for help or look towards her team to get her there. It's definitely me the whole way.
So I find it interesting, given that we know a little bit how animated movies kind of are done. I know each project is different, but you're making a movie about sort of the value of teamwork, but then most of the time it's like you in a booth. So
Yes.
how was the feeling of teamwork while getting this performance how did you build it with your director? Or how did it work in terms of just being
Yeah.
in a booth?
Well, it's a good question that you bring up because filmmaking is all about teamwork. I think you hear about it a lot in theater, but it's the same way on set too. Just the cast and crew is different. Like, you know what I mean? You got your DPs and you got your grips and you got your gaffers and you got, it's a different type of crowd, but it's all the same. We're all working together. And animation is no different, but it's different because you're talking to them either in this scenario over Zoom because of the pandemic, or you're talking to them from the board, they're in the other room while you're in the booth. And it's the same kind of process. I mean, I talked to the animators, I talked to the director, everybody kind of chimed in, which is a little bit different than some of the other animations that I've done. A lot of times, the director kind of is the streamline, but with this, how Angus worked alongside his, the other creators and producers that were part of creating Lightyear was a little bit more like openly collaborative, which was really fun to see. I really loved and enjoyed that. And it would be like, he would do his thing. And then moments later, he would say, what do y'all think? Or should we do? And then they would chime in and say, I think maybe this, or you know what, because we decided to animate it this way, I think we need to go ahead and get it this. So everybody kind of chimed in and made sure that we were getting everything we needed.
So it's still a collaboration. That's pretty cool. So we were
Yeah, it is.
actually, a junket journalist. We were actually talking about you because we're all kind of excited about Nope. And
Yeah.
the people were sort of discussing, oh, is this going to be, a breakout moment or the one that puts it? And I'm thinking like actors don't really control how things are released or, so. But did you think about it this way that you're having a moment and you've had moments before, but I mean like with Lightyear and Nope coming back to
Yeah.
back, I mean, what does that mean to you and have you thought about it at all? You're not stopping to think to face that sort of notion.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I think like what you said is true. Like you never know how people are going to respond to things. And yes, I definitely have had some pretty pivotal or, impactful moments throughout my career that I'm so grateful for. And this one just feels like something in a different way. You know what I mean? It feels really different. Jordan Peele, he has, kind of just changed cinema at this point in time. He's impacted it in such a great way. So to be doing a move with him at this point in his career, it does feel very different and very just like mind blowing. And then to be a part of something that I grew up knowing and loving like Lightyear, and then all of it to be happening in my 20th year, it definitely feels special. But again, special moments as an actor, you have special moments and then you have chill moments, but they're all moments at the end of the day. And so I'm just taking it in and enjoying it as much as I can.
So I wish you many, many, many more moments. All right. Pleasure talking to you. Stay safe wherever you are. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.
Thank you.